everyone. Pleasant night to you. Pleasant night to you. Hope all is well. Hi, Instagram. Hi, YouTube. Hope all is well with you this evening. I am glad to be here with you the last day of November. Good evening. Great to see you on board. How's your evening going so far? Hope it's good and hope you're having a great day so far. If you're still at work, I understand. Um, Enjoy your evening. Just know that you are doing something that is fulfilling and helping others in some way or the other. All right. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining Instagram and on YouTube. This evening, we are here sharing all about living an enhanced life, living a enhanced well-being life, right? And we are covering, recapping what we talked about all month long with respect to enhancing one's well-being. So join in and listen up so we can share with each other all what is currently happening and how we can enhance our well being through the things we do and the things that we experience. So, welcome on board. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Great to see you. I am going to start by talking about I am grateful for all of you, for all the support you have provided Functional Wellbeing LLC. You have been a great support to us in being able to share others' story and share their talents with you. And you have been able to listen in and even share your story because guess what? This is your community. You have been sharing your story with me and with the community. And we are so grateful for all those who have been listening in and sharing with others. So thank you from FXWB New Beginnings podcast on YouTube, on Spotify, as well as in our app, Functional Wellbeing app. So great. Let us jump into talking about or recapping the things that we talked about this month of well-being and understanding that of well-being. So we in looking at well-being, I have considered four keys, of which these four keys can help us, when combined, help us to enhance our well-being internally as an individual, as well as in a community and in our different relationships that we may find ourselves in. And the one of the main questions I asked first thing this month was, is your mind full or are you mindful? And it's two different words. All right. And we want to think of being mindful of the things that you do and defining mindful as being conscious and being aware of something. Yes, you are aware of your surroundings, you're aware of what you're thinking, you are aware of what a family member might be feeling or expressing, you are aware of your mental health, you are aware of what stresses you out. and you are focusing one's awareness on the present moment. So, being mindful is looking at the present, right? Yes, our past influences and what we think of in the future or what we want to attain in the future, but we need to focus on what's going on right this minute at present, what's going on with us. Okay. So when we say we are mindful, we are aware, conscious of what's going on, and we are looking at the present time. We are looking at things that are going on currently, and we want to influence the things that are going on currently in our lives. All right. And when we think of mindfulness, think of a light bulb. It's connecting to something, right? Versus your mind is full, think of clutter. We talk about clutter this year. Um, think of not being able to know what to do, having no direction. You're not aware of what's your next step, right? So we want to have the light bulb going versus having clutter in our minds and in our hearts. So, being mindful, we want to look at all aspects of life, whether we are looking at our work life, our nutrition, our individual life, workout life, being mindful of the things that can help us. And we coupled mindfulness with mindset. Yes, we coupled mindfulness with mindset. What is our mindset currently to help us move forward with the goals that we want to attain? So, being mindful of the goals or having a positive mindset helps us to move forward in the present. Even though we're in the present, it allows us to move forward boldly to do the things that we want to achieve and succeed in. So, yes, you want to make sure that you try to have a mindful mindset. Yeah, mindful mindset. And we talked about different tips. I like this little quote that I saw with respect to your life is as good as your mindset. So if your mindset is one that is negative, you may have a negative frame of mind towards stuff. If you're always sad, sad things are always you ought to always consider sad things. If you want to change that and make that shift, so remember we talk about that well-being shift. If we want to get rid of that, we have to shift towards having the opposite of sad, happy mindset, being happy about what we want to do and being happy for others. All right. So having that well-being shift, we can look at things externally that can influence us versus we can look at things that are internal that we can influence ourselves to change and create that mindset shift that we're looking for. Yeah. So we want to be able to take cognizance of what we're thinking about to make that shift. And some of the tips that I have was external factors we can use. For instance, we can enjoy nature to help us change our mindset on things. We can go out in nature and think about the things that we want to achieve. And just a matter of fact, engross ourselves with nature, breathing. So we have listening to music, we have bonding with others, or even grounding. You know about grounding, walk outside barefoot, put your feet in the grass, and or hug a tree. Some people might think that's crazy, or just touching the tree trunk You know, these are external tools that you can use to help you change your way of thinking. All right. When you change the way of thinking or you change your environment, you can reduce the level of stress that may occur, causing for a negative mindset and having you mindful of lots of stuff and no direction. You can change that by being mindful of your environment. So you want to have some non-negotiables, as we could say. I want to always have, like, I always have plants in my house. I always want to have plants in my house because I know the benefits of having tropical plants in your home to reduce toxins. So that's something I would always do. Try to have like palm trees or the snake plant. I have a snake plant upstairs. Just having things to help keep my environment healthy and strong. All right. What you can do for yourself internally, you can value you, value what you have learned in your life that created your current values. All right? Your value counts. And be grateful, as I am always trying each and every day to be grateful for something, for someone. Be grateful. I am grateful for you who are listening. Thank you for listening in. So, those are a few tips you want to be mindful of when changing your mindset to being a mindful mindset and therefore shifting your well being. And we looked at well being as defining it as something that where there's some level of balance, there is some level of, contentment. You feel you are agreeable with what's going on with you currently. So you want to get that shift. Sometimes we may not be feeling confident with ourselves. We have to learn how to create that balance and change our mindset to be confident and be even kind to our own selves. Yeah. So we can change our mindset by doing things that can help us stay healthy and strong. Yeah, correct. We can do that. The other key that is so important is physical activity. Yeah, physical activity is key to us enhancing our well being. Physical activity helps us to enhance our well being in many different ways. Physical activity is such an important factor that can help us with our mental well being. And throughout this discussion this month, we looked at the concept of or the symptoms of stress. Stress can affect us in many different ways. And I wanted to kind of create that connection between what we can do to change or shift our well being, even though we may be having symptoms of something. So, in this case, I use the example of stress. And stress can affect us physically as well as it can affect us psychologically. And psychologically, we could have anxiety or depression. Physically, we could have migraines, headaches. Yep, we could have indigestion, cardiovascular problems. Stress can affect us in many different ways. It can affect all our organs. And we have seen that happening with persons younger and younger. People are falling and dying and having heart attacks and aneurysms, and we are seeing things happening to people. We have a lot of mental health issues going on right now with many. And it can be due to stress. We understand lifestyles have changed over the years, and stress has created some of these symptoms to occur within our lifestyles. We, however, can use physical activity to enhance our well being. More so, not just only physical well being, but it can help our social well being and our mental well being. Once we stay active and doing it in the right manner, we can enhance our well being through physical activity. We looked at in this case, we looked at a lot of different research, and they considered the that physical activity provides the ability to enhance one's mental health, and it plays a vital role in alleviating anxiety and depression. And those are psychological negative symptoms that we know that occurs when people are under stress. And if one of the researchers or research that I saw, it said mental health is a state of mental well-being that enables people to cope with the life stresses, realize their abilities, learn well and work well, and contribute to their community. So the World Health Organization talked about it is integral to make sure in the workplace you consider mental health, mental well being activities to help people stay healthy and reduce stress. And they talked about, you know, as individuals as well as collective persons coming together when they move and they do physical activity, they can reduce stress symptoms and hence help their mental well-being of reducing anxiety and depression. That's big. So we need to know that if we do physical activity, we can help ourselves reduce mental stressors and psychological symptoms of anxiety and depression. I wanted to stress more so that these physical activities that we're doing should be functional. Functional activities help us be able to enhance our well-being for a longer term. So, what I'm getting with, yes, we want to work out, but are the movements that we're doing working for us? Or are the movements that we're doing harming us? We don't want to be harmed by the physical activities that we do, right? And as we get older, ladies, as we get older, we don't want to be always hurt or injured when we want to keep feeling healthy, feeling that opportunity of I am strong. We want to keep that happening. So we don't want to be injured. So the movement that we or the physical activity that we are doing, my suggestion is it should be functional. These movements that we are using should help us reach for something in the cupboard, should help us pick up a heavy load off the ground, a load of clothing or something. It should help us be able to remember to keep our posture when sitting at the computer. It could help us think better. So the guidelines suggested by ACSM, American Sport Medicine, College of Sport Medicine, that's the certification I'm under. They are suggesting frequency, duration, and intensity to be in moderation. For it to be impactful, minimum 3 days. All right. Duration, they're considering to be impactful. Okay. 10 to 15 minutes of duration of exercises. Intensity, low intensity. Now, I would suggest this for someone who is just starting off working out. If you haven't been working out before, and you may be having problems with high blood pressure or circulation problems, I don't expect you to run a marathon. I don't expect you to have be doing downward dog easily. If you've never exercised before, I don't expect you to be doing hours of strength training. The ACSM is suggesting start slow and progressively get better. So when we talk about frequency and duration and intensity, yes, we're starting low intensity, 10, 15 minutes duration, even if you could get to 20 minutes duration, and impactful frequency like 3 days a week, fine. Get started. That's the important factor here is to get started. Get guidance because you do not want to get hurt just getting started. We're going to start seeing New Year's resolutions coming about. You see the gyms getting full. And then we want to follow what somebody else is doing or whatever plan somebody else is doing. You are not sure where you're at. I would suggest one, seek your physical, your general practitioner, make sure all is well so that you can get into the gym and work out. Get that information first. And then once you figure that out, when you get to the gym, don't do what everybody else is doing, especially if you weren't working out before. Get some guidance. Get guidance from personal trainers that are there. Get guidance from any other trainer that you have connections with. You want to be able to make sure that you're doing something that is right for you. So stay active. Get that physical activity in. In the US, in the Midwest, we have the lovely snow activity. That's lovely to me, but to others, it is. And some people like going snowboarding or sledding or, stay active. Some people are running outside in shorts right now. And this weekend it was like 20 degrees. I don't get that, but again, I'm the sun baby, so I will do the sun. I will do the warm stuff. I wouldn't be the one running outside in 20, 30, 40, or even 50-degree weather. Not me. But if that floats your boat, go right ahead and enjoy physical activity outside. Just make sure you wear the right shoes so you don't slip and fall and now injure yourself. So again, you want to be really thinking about how you're going about exercising. And we always see physical activity when you're doing it, it's all three. You want to have cardio, aerobic training. You want to make sure you're doing anaerobic training, which is strength training, and you need the flexibility. As you mature, as one of my other trainers I know, she says, as you mature, we need to make sure that we're doing our flexibility exercises because we do not want to get injured. I know I don't want to get injured, and I would not want you to get injured. So, here's some tips: get a workout buddy, get a trainer, make sure you go to your doctor before you train, start training, find out what is right for you. Yes. And do things in moderation. I can't stress that enough. You want to make sure you do things in moderation. That is what we would want you to know when it comes to physical activity and your well being. So I saw somebody post something today. They said, y- um, a lady posted this. She said her husband went to the doctor and said the doctor said he lost 9 pounds versus she has to do all this other amount of cardio and this other amount. I'm paraphrasing here. Other amount of things, and I can't even lose anything. I know, ladies, we have it hard. We have it hard sometimes. We really do. But if you're not sure of what you're doing and you're not sure what's going on with you, when you want to do these physical activities to get the results you're looking for, you're not going to get exactly what you're looking for. You might get something. I'm not saying no. Some people get really excellent results just going and working out and getting things done. But if you have medical issues, underlying medical issues, you think you may have that, you need to find out, get someone to see what's going on with you so that you can have the right plan that will work for you as you work, whether you're working out with yourself, with a buddy, or if you're working out in the gym. Just make sure and get guidance because that really helps in the long run for you to see the results that you're looking for on a long term basis. So that was physical activity. And I'm going to one of my favorite areas, the third key, functional nutrition. I love this area because I am still learning more about it as we speak. Even though I did it 2 years ago, I really love this area because there is so much pertinent information one can learn about nutrition to help you live better. There's that saying that you always hear, 20% of the work is done at the gym or working out versus 80% is done in the kitchen. And that is so true. That is so true because if we know what is right for us to consume to help our bodies repair, to get enough energy to do the workout that we need, and to help us with oxygenation and oxygen flowing through our bodies, we can get the results that we're looking for systematically when we incorporate the right nutrition program for ourselves. How do we do that? We need to find out what's going on in there to help us be able to stay healthy and then make sure whatever we eat in is enough for us to eat to help us do the workouts that we want to do. If you wasn't eating all the time and all of a sudden you want to go work out and think just eating an apple is going to help you, you are setting yourself up for failure. If you are not sure what to eat, please seek help. And I always say this, not all healthy foods are healthy foods for you. That's because you are an individual. You are unique. I remember, let me see if I find my quote from Dr. Andrea Nakayama. She says, um, everything is connected. We are all unique. All things matter. If you if you think back to us talking about stress and how it affects us, one of the main places it affects is our gut. If our gut health is not in a good stance, more than likely our brain health is going to be the same way. because it is connected. If we are seeing a lot of different symptoms of things happening to us and we don't know what's going on, one of the things that I've learned in my programming is if we can deal with the gut health first, we can help ourselves heal, get better. And then in turn, we live better, right? Right. So if we don't know what to eat, then we're going to have a problem trying to figure out why we're not losing weight, or we still feeling bloated, or I have brain fog, or I just feel sluggish or fatigue. I can't go to the gym because I have no strength to go to the gym now. We need to know what to eat, when to eat, so that we can be successful in, for example, our workouts, in us even doing our job. Some of us have long days. We have long days, sometimes 13-hour days, and we don't want to eat. That is not good because we're setting up ourselves for failure. We would not be as effective or efficient in the things that we want to do. So, one of the things I want to share some tips here for you with respect to healthy gut and improving your digestion. So, I'll share about five of them. And the first one, the first pointer I have for you is exercise. So, if you have unhealthy gut, and you're having digestive issues, all sorts of digestive issues, whether it's ulcers, whether it's you always feeling your stomach bloated, or you having problems going to the bathroom, brain fog. One of the most important factors that is suggested is exercise. So there goes that physical activity again. Incorporating physical activity in your lifestyle. We need it. It's a must. All right. Another one is don't overeat. Overeating any food is taxing to your digestive system. So somebody might say, I eat a lot of healthy foods and I still feel bloated. Maybe you're eating healthy foods, but you may be consuming too much of it in one sitting, for example. So you're giving your digestive system a lot of work to do to digest it, right? Your body takes a lot to digest your food. Remember, when you start eating your food, you're digesting your food starting from your mouth. So just from chewing your food alone, that is the start of digesting your food. So if you didn't chew it properly then at the beginning, what you think is gonna happen all the way down? You're gonna have all sorts of issues. All right. Another point I want to say is chew your food. Chew your food. If we understand that for us for our food to break down properly, it has to be mechanically broken down as well as chemically broken down. Mechanically, chewing is mechanics. Just that motion alone is mechanics. The chemical, like your saliva in your mouth, that helps with breaking down your food. If we're not chewing our food, it's going to be hard for us to digest our food. And we complicate things when we don't chew our food enough. We have to slow down. So I remember one of my colleagues here, we did a live before, and she said sit down and eat. You don't want to be standing up multitasking, driving and eating. I'm bad at that. I drive and eat because I'm always moving here, there, and everywhere. But in the back of my head, I have to remember I need to slow down, savor the food that you're eating so that you could really think that this is really something that's helping me. and it's helping me stay healthy and then allowing me to get the nutrients from the food. We only talk about that part, the chewing part. It have a whole process going on coming all the way down to your small intestines where it goes through the bloodstream. But it has a lot of work to do. So we want to make sure and chew our foods. Slow down, take our time, and eat, chew our foods. The other one I want you to do is reduce or eliminate processed foods. This is a big one for a lot of people because sometimes that is what they can afford, or sometimes that is what is available. And sometimes you may not know it's processed food because you're not educated about it. And that happens. But I'm here to tell you, let us look at the foods that we eat. If you've been around me for a while, this whole year, we have been doing our cleanse once a quarter. And our cleanse is a liver detox cleanse. When we do this cleanse, it helps us help the liver, which is the main detoxifying organ in our bodies, and which helps break down chemically the carbs, proteins, and fats for us to get the nutrients from it. So when we do this cleanse, it helps kind of allow for that rest for the liver. And if you haven't done a cleanse before, as I always tell people, a cleanse is just a vacation. It's for a short period of time. It should not be for a long period of time. However, there's always a however or a but. It depends on what's going on with you and what's going on in there. If you have a lot of medical issues going on, you may need a cleanse longer than 5 days. But you have to determine that through the information that you share. That's the only way. Some people do cleanses because everybody else is doing a cleanse. No, you need to know if this is right for you. Again, we have to figure it out, get the help, seek the help with respect to cleansing. So, those are some points I wanted to share with regards to nutrition. All right, so take those tips to heart. Exercise, right? You want to chew your foods, take your time. All right, reduce or eliminate processed foods, right? Don't overeat, even if it's healthy, don't overeat. I don't want to add another one. Take time for gratitude. And remember we were talking about being mindful and having a mindful mindset. This also plays a part in when we're eating and looking at the nutrition that we have. Take a moment to before you eat to pause and really reflect on thanking God, for example, for this food that you have at this time because some people don't even have it. So bless the food that you're going to eat and be grateful for what you have in front of you. Right? This actually gives your brain signals to start salivating, just to want to eat now. You because you're ready. You're ready to eat by just taking a moment to be grateful for the food that you have in front of you. And this is a good key to proper digestion by just taking your time to be grateful for what you have in front of you and what you eaten. So yeah, those are some tips I have for you when it comes to nutrition. Remember, everybody is unique, but we all need to know that everything also matters. Yeah? So we are all unique. We are all unique. but everything matters. Cool? Yes. Good. So, the final area, and I'm going to be quick on this one, is where we spoke about community. And that's you guys. I can enhance my well being by being a part of a community that I love. And you guys are part of my community. At least I feel like that. You are part of my community as well. We may not like everything in total, we might like a few things and have similar preferences in certain things. But all in all, when we come together and we learn from each other, like minded people, we are a community, and our community can help enhance our way of living and our well being and create that balance. Yes, it can create that balance for us because we are not, no man is on an island by themselves, honestly. It's not like that. Um, there's a quote I always read from. It's Martin Seligman. He says, well being cannot exist just in your own head. Well being is a combination of feeling good as well as actually having meaning, good relationships, and accomplishment. So you want to have that moment of feeling good and, happy and secured, good relationships. And for you to have good relationships, you have to be in relation with yourself, with God, and with others. So you have to have a good relationship with your own self to be able to have a good relationship with others and a relationship with God. So you want to know that if I even accomplish something, so I want to have the do the physical activity, but I don't want to do it by myself, and I wanted to do it with others, and I feel really motivated when somebody else is with me. That helps a lot. I know I have some clients that they prefer workout with me or with others, work out together because they get more motivated to do things and they actually motivate each other to do well while working out. Even though they might be struggling with the exercise or we just have fun with it. And that is what community is about. It brings out the best in you. Some people might say it brings out the worst in you too. Yes, it might do that. But then what it allows you to do is see what are things are challenging and be able to work together to resolve it. Yep. So one of the definitions of well-being that I purport to, hone in on is feeling contented. You want to feel contented. You want to be energized. You want to feel some level of connection, connected with somebody, balance, and even safe. And you are able to put the bad days in perspective. Yeah. And live with a sense of purpose. Then you are experiencing well being. So we look at six facets actually when it comes to well being. One is your health for sure. We want to look at your health and well being. We also want to look at you cultivating your purpose, not just finding it, but cultivating it because your purpose may change or may vary at different levels, but you still have a purpose. You want to cultivate it as you grow in your life, correct? You want to also think of your relationships, community building, the environment in which you're in. So for me, I love nature. So yes, I am going to have plants in my house. Somebody else might be, I love water. So I want to have something that have running water all the time. Beautiful. my environment where I'm at. It can help enhance my well being. Another area is finances or security in your maker. You want to make sure that you have that connection that can help you feel better and love yourself to be able to love others and get things that are necessary to be a part of a community to help others along the way. So, those are the four keys of a well being shift. Do you think you can involve yourself in enhancing your well being with some of these techniques? For me, I am doing currently my 6 weeks cleanse. Well, no, not my 6 weeks cleanse, my 6 weeks workout. That'll be kind of long for a cleanse for me. But I am doing my FXWB Well Fives Blueprint Challenge. And it started this week. I also have one starting on January 1st, 2024. You can join me. I am having a good time learning more about myself, even though I've been exercising since I was 11. I am still learning about myself and I'm in my 40s. So I think you might do the same. What I am trying to do is incorporate all four of these keys to help me attain my goal in the 6 weeks of this Well Fives Blueprint. Join me, take the plunge, and step up to the plate and do the same. Somebody might say, but Michelle, is Christmas coming? What you talking about? I'm not going to exercise and diet at this time. As I told you all before, this is the best time to get it done because you would make yourself disciplined and consistent in what you're doing. So when you do eat the yummy food around Christmas for your Christmas dinners, it's not going to affect you as much as it would affect you if you were not doing something. So, do you think you can do it? Even if you don't join me, this is the time that you should be doing physical activity, looking at the foods that you eat, being mindful of the things that you want to do and achieve, and look to joining others with like mindset, wanting the same goals that you want to achieve, and work together to achieve it. It's sweeter when you have somebody else with you. So get yourself in that well-being shift. Change what's going on with you, and you would see so much results. If you ever have any questions for me, you can definitely meet me on here on YouTube. You can email me. You could DM me on Instagram. Whatever you need to do, I want you to live better and enjoy your lives. So, us mature ladies, let us proclaim our fountain of youth by staying active, eating the right foods, having like minded women around us, and changing or enhancing our mindset and being very mindful of it. I do hope you have a wonderful evening and a great. It's it's less than yeah, about 3 hours away. Yep, yep. Enjoy. Remember with friends and families and stay healthy. And thank you so much for listening in. This do have a great and bye for now.